nice to see you this morning. I'm really excited to begin today's workout with you. It's a beautiful sunny day where I am. I'm ready to start the day and I hope you are too. Today is going to be a full body routine. We're going to be hitting the arms, shoulders, abs, glutes, and thighs. We're also going to be doing some stretching and some warming up. So it's going to feel really good. We're going to fit it all into 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to start down in an all fours position, and we're going to walk the hands just out a little bit in front of the shoulders, and we're going to take the knees nice and wide. Now from here, walk your hands out a bit further if you need to sink your forehead down onto the mat, coming into puppy pose. So we're keeping those hips elevated, and we're really lengthening out through the tailbone here, drawing the armpits down toward the floor. We're going to come forward, lifting, inhale, and exhale. Send those hips back, keeping them elevated, stretching and lengthening through the spine. Come forward, plug belly in, and sink back, keeping those hips lifted, lengthen through the spine. Come forward, and sink back. Really stretching through that tailbone. Forward, and abs in, lift the hips as you stretch back. Last one, come forward and stretch back, drawing armpits down to the floor, lengthening out through that tailbone. Nice work. Now we're going to take our hands below our shoulders, level out the knees so that they're parallel. And from here, I'm just going to stretch back through my right leg. We're going to sink back, really stretching the calf, and then come forward onto the toe. Sink back, lengthening through the heel and forward. So we're warming up the calves, stretching the leg as we come forward and backward, folding over that foot, and then stretching and lengthening back through that heel. Now as you do so, I want you to get into that Pilates breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you plug your navel in towards your spine. Last one, really stretch and lengthen through that heel and bring the right knee down, left foot comes back, flexing and lengthening through that heel, stretching the calf, and come forward. Now I want you to get into that sort of vacuum with the belly to the spine as you breathe out. So inhale, come forward. As you exhale, scoop your navel in towards your spine and stretch through the back of the leg. Good. We've got two. Amazing. And last one. Stretch and lengthen and bring both knees down onto the floor. From here, I'm going to walk my hands out a little bit further in front. Curl the toes and pike up, coming into a downward dog. Now from here, I want you to bend your knees as much as you need to flatten out the upper back. So if your legs are still a little bit stiff in the backs of them, you might just want to bend so that you can really lift those hips and flatten out your spine. From here, we're going to lift up high on the toes and then lower heels to the mat. Lift up high and lower heels. Come up onto the toes and stretch the backs of the legs. Don't worry if your heels don't come all the way down to the mat. Just focus on lifting and then encouraging them down as close as they can, as close as your flexibility allows you to do so. Keep those hips really nice and elevated for 3, 2, last one. Gently drop knees down to the mat and step your right foot between your hands. From here, elevate up. Back leg is straight out behind you. We're going to bring the arms out in front, palms facing in toward each other. From here, we're going to inhale and exhale, pull the right elbow back, lengthening and looking over right shoulder, and then pull the left elbow back. Good. And alternating sides. As you pull those elbows back, look out over your shoulders, keep your hips facing forward, getting a spinal rotation in here, stretching the neck, and stretching into the hip flexor here as well. So just gently pushing that left hip forward And last one, and bring your hands down to the floor. Knee comes down, curl your toes, pop back up into your downward dog, stretching and lengthening through the spine. For 3 and 2 and 1. Lower knees, step your left foot forward, coming up. Gently pushing that right hip forward so you can feel the stretch in that right hip flexor. And now going back into those pullbacks, drawing the right elbow back, coming forward, drawing the left elbow back, coming forward. Keeping those hips facing forward. Nice control. Really starting to warm up the upper back muscles as you contract them to pull back with energy. So really driving that elbow back, keeping your navel plugged in towards your spine. For 2 and for 1. Nicely done. Lower hands to the floor, lower knees down to the mat. Amazing work. We're now going to get into some upper body sculpting moves. So we're going to continue to warm up the upper body by placing the wrists below the shoulders and the knees below the hips. I want you to crawl to the top of your mat so you've got space out behind you. From here, we're going to extend the left leg, extend the right arm, lift the right arm and the left leg, balance. We're going to lower, tap, and lift. Tap, and lift. Now you can either hold static here or you can bring right elbow and left knee together for 2 and 2. Good. Lower, lift. Maintain the balance of the shoulders and the hips and lift. Tap in for 2 or hold in that balanced position. Good. Lower, lift, lengthen through the toes and the fingers. And then scoop belly in as you bring elbow and knee together. Trying to maintain that balance. Good work. Abs in and extend in balance. Abs in and extend in balance. We're moving slowly. Last set here. Lower, lift, bring it in and extend. Nice balance, nice control, and hold. Lower the arm, lower the leg. We're going to switch sides. I'm going to move over so I've got a little bit more space. Extend your right leg, extend your left arm. Find that balance across the shoulders and the hips. We're going to lift to torso height for 2 and then bring it in for 2. If it's too much to bring it in, remember you're just holding in a static balance between the 2 lifts. Good. Supporting yourself with your right hand and your left knee. That's why it's really important that you've got the right hand under the shoulder and the left knee under the left hip. Good. Lower, lift, lower, lift. I know it's tough with that balance, but it's always good to do exercises that challenge our balance so that we can develop balance both on and off the mat. Good. Stretch. Really lengthen to opposite ends of the room. We've got 2 more sets. Stretch it out. Last set. Lift and lower, and bring it in for 2. Amazing. Lower your hands down to the mat, lower your knees down to the mat. Now we're going to go into some forearm dips. So we're going to walk the hands out a little bit in front of the shoulders, but we want the elbow and shoulder and wrist all in line and your arms perfectly parallel. From here, we're going to lower the forearms down to the floor, just hovering the elbows above the floor, and then lift. Lower, lift for 3, lower, lift. The weight is in the heels of the hands. Now we're going to curl the toes, come forward, shoulders over wrists into plank, and sink back and forwards, backwards and forwards for 3. And then lower the knees and your tricep dips. 1, 2, 3, weight in the heels of the hands, come forward and backward in plank, forward and backward, lifting the abdominal wall, forward and backward, lower knees, good work. 1, weight in the heels of the hands, 2, 3, focusing on the backs of the arms, come forward and back, rocking forward and backwards in that plank, good work, and lower the knees, 1, push up through the heels of the hands, 2, don't let the elbows splay out to the sides, keep them parallel, and then forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, forwards and backwards, good work. 3 more sets, 2, 3, really power up through those triceps. Nice flat line with the body. 1, 2, and 3. Come forward and backward. Really lift through the abdominal wall. Power up through those shoulders. Last set of tricep dips for 1 and 2. Weight in the heels of the hands. And 3. Come down and hold. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Now, from here, we're going to go into some staggered tricep dips. So we're going to bring the right hand slightly forward and the left hand stays as is. Now from here, make sure your shoulders are level. We're going to inhale to lower, just hover the elbows above the mat. Exhale to lift, powering up through those triceps. Lower and lift, lower and lift. Picking up the pace if you can, otherwise keeping it really slow. Bringing those elbows just about down to the mat and then pushing up through the heels of the hands. This is a great one for sculpting the backs of the arms. Keep the core engaged. Keep the spine nice and long and those shoulders down away from the ears. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Bring your knees wide and sink back for a quick child's pose before we do the other side. You can wave your hands from side to side if that feels good, releasing any tension in the wrists. And let's bring ourselves back up. So now the left hand comes forward, the shoulders are level, and the right hand is back a bit. Weight into the heels of the hands, and we're lowering and lifting, keeping those arms parallel. Again, not letting the elbows splay out to the sides. Every time you breathe out, I want you to draw your belly button in towards your spine. You've got this. You're doing so well. Amazing work. Focusing on that full lift, flexing through the backs of the arms, keeping the tension on those triceps as we lift and lower. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Bring yourself to a kneeling position. We're going to take the right arm overhead and just gently pull back on the right elbow with the left fingers, letting the right fingertips just trail down the middle of the back as we stretch out the triceps on that right side. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice work. Release. Now bring the left arm up, bend at the elbow, and use your right fingertips just to pull that right elbow gently back. Looks like this from the front. Feels good to stretch the back of the arm. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice work. Release the arms. Okay, now we're going to get into some glute and hamstring work. So I'd like you to drop down to the mat onto your forearms. You can either keep your forearms parallel or you can interlace your hands. You want your elbows below your shoulders here. And we're going to start off with our left side. So I'm going to extend my left leg out long. Right knee is below my right hip. I'm going to lift that leg up, stretching and lengthening. The foot is flexed. From here, keeping the hips square with the mat, I'm going to point and flex. Point and flex. So we've got a lot of flexion through the foot in this routine. It's really good to work that flexion, work that point, because it helps to strengthen and mobilize the joints and the muscles in the leg. So flexing and pointing, inhaling and exhale. Plug belly in toward the spine. Start focusing on the leg muscles heating up here, and you should feel this into the glutes a little bit too. As you flex and point with purpose, keep those shoulders down away from the ears for 3 and 2 and 1. Now from here, I see that somebody in the comment has written, can we do some ab exercises? Don't worry, we'll be getting those in after our glute work. Excellent. So bringing your heel back towards your bum, coming into a hamstring curl. Good. Pulling your heel, your flexed heel towards your bum, contracting those hamstrings and squeezing the glutes as you do so. Nice work. We've got 4, 3, keep that leg elevated, 2 and 1. Now we're lowering the flexed foot, lifting and hamstring curl. Good. Lower, lift, hamstring curl. Nice work. Lower, lift, hamstring curl. Keep it up. So you're fully extending the leg, tapping the toes down toward the mat, pulling the heel back toward the bum, and then lifting back up again, keeping those shoulders down away from the ears, keeping the neck nice and relaxed. We've got 3 and 2. Plug belly in toward the spine. And last 1. We're going to hold it here. Lift the leg an inch higher. Foot stays flexed and pulse. Little controlled pulses. You can do it. Pulsing up. Pulse, pulse, pulse. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lift an inch higher. Good work. Lower down. Now lower the left forearm down to the floor. We're going to come out onto this right side. We're going to lift, extend the right leg, bend, and lower. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Getting into the side glutes here on the right side. Nice work. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Now, as you do so, I want you to focus on your obliques as well. Good work. Extend, bend, and lower. Last 2. Nicely done. And last 1. We're going to lower with the bend and lift and pulse up for 10, 9, 8 into our fire hydrant, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Lower your knees down to the mat, take them nice and wide. Sink back into your child's pose, stretching and lengthening through your spine. Nicely done. We're going to do the other side now. So come over into position down on your forearms. And from here, we're going to go into our right side with those flexing and pointing moves. So we're going to lift the legs, square the hips, point and flex. Point and flex. Focusing your mind and your attention on those right glutes and thighs. And the calf muscles are firing here too. Good. Lengthen through the heel, lengthen through the toe. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. We've got 4, 3, nice work, for 2, and for 1, hamstring curl. Pull the heel back toward the bum, full extension between each curl. Spine is nice and long, gaze is down on the mat. Shoulders are relaxed and down away from the ears. Good. Really contract that hamstring as you pull the heel back toward the bum. Give it a lot of energy. You've got this. Keep that leg elevated. We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Extend, lower, lift, and bend. Extend, lower, lift, and bend. Good work. Stick with it. Keep that foot flexed. Abs are engaged. Glutes and thighs are really working here. Nice work. Keep it up. You've got this. 3 more. And 2. Final 1. And extend and hold. Lengthen through the spine and neck and pulse it up. Little controlled pulses. Abs are engaged. Lengthening through that heel for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift a little higher and lower down. Good work. Now from here, lowering the right forearm down to the mat. And we're going to bend and lift and extend. Bend and lower. Lift, extend, bend and lower. Set those shoulders down away from your ears. Focus on those left gluteus medius muscles doing the work now. Good. Extend, bend, and lower. So again, full extension, lengthening through the toe, getting that leg up there, squeezing the side booty. Good work. 5 more. 5 and 4. Last 3 and 2 and final 1. Good work. We're going to lift up and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift an inch higher. Hold, 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 and lower down. Amazing work. Sink back into child's pose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Elevate yourself back up. And we're just going to stretch out those glutes before we move into our ab work. So lowering down on your back. I'm going to cross my left leg over my right, interlace my fingers, take them behind my right thigh, and just hug that right knee in toward the chest. Hug it in a little bit closer, deepening the stretch, breathing through it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work. Switch legs, cross the right leg over the left, interlace your fingers behind your left thigh, and hug it in. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Hug it in a bit closer. 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Now from here, we're going to create a diamond shape with the lower body. So bring the soles of the feet together. Let the legs splay out to the side. Interlace your fingers. Take them behind your head. And we're going to lift and lower. Lift and lower into a crunch. Pressing your low back onto the mat as you curl and crunch up. So your elbows are nice and wide. We're working into our upper abs here. Now I want you to really connect with your core. So as you lift up, flatten your abdominal wall down towards your spine and lift your pelvic floor. So you're kind of drawing everything in and up. Good. Let's do 5, 4, lift a bit higher for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Now from here, we're going to bring the legs into tabletop. So the feet are still glued together. Now we're going to start off by bringing the legs together as we curl and crunch up and widening them as we lower. So legs squeeze together and we lower down. Legs squeeze together, keep those toes pointed and lower down. Nice work. So as we come up, we want to be drawing both sides of the rectus abdominis together, creating a nice tight seam running up through the middle of the body as we squeeze those legs together and crunch up. Nice work. Squeeze legs together. Lift the shoulder blades up off the floor. We've got 3 and 2. Lift a bit higher. And final 1. Nice work. Lower head, neck, and shoulders down for a moment. You've got a couple options for this next one in terms of level of challenge. You can either keep your head down on the floor and place your hands under on either side of your tailbone for support in the low back, or you can curl and crunch up and hold in an elevated crunch position as you open the knees and stretch the legs out, squeezing them together. Open the knees, bringing them back, and squeeze them together as you extend out on a diagonal. Open and squeeze legs together. Open and squeeze legs together, really lengthening through those toes, tightening the abdominal wall. If it gets too much with head, neck, and shoulders lifted, simply lower them down. You can also move between a crunch and head, neck, and shoulders rested down on the floor if that's a little bit easier for you. Good. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good work. We've got 4. Tighten the core for 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Bring knees in towards your chest. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. Now we're going to work our upper and our lower abs from that same position with the knees wide. We're going to splay the knees out to the side, take the hands behind the head, and we're going to inhale here and exhale. Tap knees and elbows together, then lower the feet, head, neck, and shoulders down to the floor. Good. So I really want you to focus on your lower abs as you lift your tailbone up. Scoop those lower abs in. Connect with those lower abs. Good. Lower and lift, belly to spine. Lower and lift, drawing your abdominal wall down toward the mat. Nice work. Let's do 4 and 3. Scoop belly in, lift the tailbone for 3 and 2. I think I messed up my counting there. Sorry about that. And last one, we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Amazing work. Whew, you can gently sway your legs from side to side. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just regulating the breath for 3 and 2 and 1. Nice work. I'd like you to roll over onto your stomach. Take your hands on either side of your shoulders and peel up into a cobra, or all the way up onto your palms, just to stretch out the abdominal wall here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale and exhale, lowering down, bringing your knees into a bent position and taking them wide, and then just sinking back into child's pose. Really lengthen through the spine here. Soften your forehead down to the mat. And draw deep inhales into the back of the rib cage. And slowly exhale, just letting everything melt into the mat. Let's take 2 more breaths like that. And last one. And walk your hands up so that you're in a kneeling position. Okay, let's bring our shoulders up by our ears. Inhale and exhale, roll them down and back. Inhale, lift, and exhale, roll them down and back. One more, just because it feels so good. Amazing work. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. You did so well for making it this far. Thank you to all of your comments. I hope we targeted the lower abs enough for you. There was just one lower ab exercise, but next time we'll be sure to hit those a little bit more. If you need a bit more of a cool down, I have links to those and I can put one in the description below. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you feel really energized now like I do, and I really look forward to moving again with you next time. Bye guys, have a lovely day.